told Foxy it's your birthday, not for real, just for play. This is Cree Summer, and Moana Nui will be right back.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another very special episode of Blerdkast. We are just 2 days out from DragonCon 2025, and I have, hands down, the one panel I wanted to have on my channel since I started almost the full Black Geeks of DragonCon. Welcome to the show, everybody. Before we begin, please, if you have not, please go ahead and subscribe to Moana Nui Podcast Network and Blerdkast, and don't forget to hit the like button on this video. But without any further ado, I'd like to introduce my moderator for today's episode, Miss Joy Stevens.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be back once again on the Blerdkast podcast and on Moana Nui, because we're simulcasting from both sections, and things are really blown up. I am actually having the time of my life when it comes to just being able to be my full self and do all my nerdy things, and to meet so many amazing people who are also into the same nerdy stuff that I'm into, and they're all on the screen, and they've been doing it a lot longer than I have, at least a lot longer since I, came out as a full Blerd, because that was a process. But I really this is an epic moment because this is a 10-year anniversary for the Black Geeks of DragonCon. And we want to make sure that we give full respect and full recognition to what is happening here. And we've got, thank you, EJ. We've been waiting on this episode. And so what I want to do is starting with Channing, I'm going to go clockwise from there. And if you would be so kind, introduce yourself to our audience and tell them, who you are, what you're doing, so on and so forth.
Hello. I am Channing Scott Sherman, CS Sherman, if you follow me on Facebook, because I got to keep it on the low. I am one of the founders of the Black Geeks of DragonCon. I say one of because there were about 5 or 6 people in the room when we came up with the idea. And as much as I founded Black Geeks of DragonCon, I think a lot of Black Geeks of DragonCon also kind of found me. Little what and what. But yeah, happy to be here. I'm familiar with pretty much everybody on this panel, so looking forward to chopping it up with y'all.
Okay. Next we have David.
David Somois. When Shannon says that there were some other people in the room, I was one of the other people in the room. And for the first few years of the existence of Black Geeks of DragonCon, I spent most of the time behind the scenes, hiding behind Shannon. We let him be the public face for a while. But fulfilling our mission has required me to step out of the shadows, step into the limelight a little bit. So you guys get to see my face. This happens to be my first podcast. And looks like they're going to be a lot more firsts for me.
Wow, we are truly honored. Thank you for being here with us. Next up, we have Royalty Cosplay, if you will.
Hi, everybody. It's Royalty Cosplay. Great to be on this panel with my esteemed cos fam. Happy to say that I was at the very first Black Geeks of DragonCon shoot at DragonCon, so happy to still be involved and be a part of it.
Wonderful. We have Mark. Of course, this is his channel. We will skip over Mark for a moment because if you're here, so you know him. And next bringing up, last but not least, Barr Foxx, if you will.
All right. Last but not least, me. What's going on? I'm Barr Foxx. I am the founder of Cosplay Your Way, and I was also at the first shoot. Love it. So this is going to be a monumental moment for me, because we're on the 10th year anniversary. I hope I didn't spoil that before somebody was going to say it. And I am looking forward to being there. I hope I can fit this costume so I can get it. But we're going to have a good time, and we're going to have a good time on the panel tonight. And David, I can't believe this is your first one, so we're going to make it fun for you.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. So I want to start off with, some of those foundational questions, speaking about the founding, and this is for either any one of you, honestly, what made you decide or what pushed you to say, you know what, we need a place for Black folks at DragonCon? Like, what was that process like?
There may have been some alcohol involved.
So there was definitely some alcohol involved.
But it started out as a discussion about DragonCon parties and us talking about how we didn't really feel like there was a party with our music. And it became a larger discussion about having a place for us at DragonCon. DragonCon is unique among cons in the sense that there is something for everybody. You have so many different tracks that cover so many different fandoms and so many different areas of interest, and so why not a space for us as well? And so that's where the discussion started.
Yeah, and there was also an element. I was a DragonCon stalker for a little while. Whenever I would see another Blerd at DragonCon, or especially one in cosplay, I would immediately run up and take their photo. And it just became this, I've been going since 2008, and it just kind of became this running thing. And during that conversation, it was David and my cousin, who he was dating at the time, and last time I checked, they're still happily married.
Yeah.
Okay. I was waiting for the nod. I was waiting for the nod of confirmation there. Yeah, so they just kind of said, they said, Scott, because that's what my family calls me. They said, Scott, instead of chasing these people down, why don't you just have a photo shoot? And I just kind of shrugged it off, and they kind of kept needling me over a few months, and yeah, then it just kind of came to be. So, but again, yes, there was some alcohol involved in the discussions, but it was one of those few times where an idea that you have that involves alcohol is A, good, and B, you actually follow through with it. So
more than martini dreams, right? Like we gonna do this.
Exactly.
We woke up and still had the idea. Okay.
Exactly. We're still trying to start that band. That's our other idea, but you know.
That's doable. I mean, you know, a lot of talent in the risers when at the photo shoot.
Okay.
So how did it come about? Like there's talking about it and then there's doing it. And so did you have to work with the organizers? Was there any pushback? Was there kind of a why do y'all need that sort of vibe, or was it welcoming?
I can handle it.
Has been you got it?
Oh yeah, go for it. Then I'll jump in. Yeah.
DragonCon has been extremely supportive. They liked the idea. They embraced it. They've promoted us. They've been extremely supportive. It was just a matter of us deciding we wanted to do a photo shoot, picking a day and a time. And back then we didn't have much of an idea what we were doing. So we picked a day and a time, found a lead photographer, and showed up.
Okay.
Yeah, DragonCon photo shoots at DragonCon, I like to say they're the most official but still unofficial part of DragonCon. It's usually the fan groups that put them together. So there's, Deadpool fans, they'll do a photo shoot. Geeks for Christ, they do a photo shoot. The LGBTQ geeks, they do a photo shoot. So in DragonCon's eyes, we're just another kind of offshoot of that. And, you do a little research, you find out basically you just create the group. There's a great Facebook group called DragonCon Group Photo Shoots. And they're all volunteers. And they really do a good job of helping people coordinate things. Because there's only so many spaces for large group photo shoots. So they really do a good job of saying, okay, you guys have 300 people. You need to be on the big steps so we can put you guys over there. But then when you wrap up, here's another group that's going to come in right after you. So it's a process. It's a lot of work, but it's a good reward afterwards.
Go ahead.
And I'd like to shout out Bill Waters, who heads the DragonCon photo shoots and runs the DragonCon photo shoots, because he has been extremely supportive. He's always asking us, what do we need? He takes the time to come by our photo shoots. He doesn't make it to every photo shoot, but he usually makes it to ours. And he's part of the reason we've been so successful. He's been very, as I said, DragonCon as a whole, they've been very supportive, but he's been pretty supportive.
And who was the first photographer? That was a question we had down there. Do y'all remember?
It was a young lady named Ren Hooks. I think she's only been to like Dragon Con twice since then, so maybe we scared her away. But yeah, woman of color, so I was happy to get her. And yeah, she was there when we had maybe between 25 to 30 people at Hardy Ivy Park. It has never been that small again since.
It is literally 10 times that now. Yeah.
Easily, yes.
Yeah, and that brings me. So I've been cosplaying for the last maybe 3 or 4 years, and having a ball, loving it, etc. And I want to drop down to the lower level of the screen for a bit. And first, the transition here is royalty. I've seen you organizing with your megaphone the photo shoot over the last couple of years, and then jump in it like right at the last minute, you know, because you're cosplayed as well. As a matter of fact, it was one of my favorite memories. Is I've done Queen Charlotte 2 years in a row, and last year, since the Queen Charlotte version of Bridgerton had come out, you did an amazing young Queen Charlotte, and we got to take a picture together because clearly I was the old Queen Charlotte.
You were seasoned.
I was seasoned. I was all about the sorrows and prayers that day. But that was one of my favorite moments. But then I remember you getting all of these people with these dresses and on the cosplay, and the people in the helmets, and they're hot and everything. And one year it rained, and you know, and you're able to keep your cool and do all of this. And I just want to know, girl, how are you doing that?
I know. I think it's just a love and a passion for organizing, for seeing this event is like one of my favorite ones out of all of Dragon Con, because it's like a huge family reunion. Like you get to see people that you haven't seen in a year. You get to celebrate each other's cosplays, no matter what your fandom is. Doesn't matter if you like video games or Marvel or DC or movies, TV shows, it doesn't matter. Everyone's accepted there. And so I think because of the good energy that people bring to this shoot and the great leadership we have here, even on this podcast, it's just something that I gravitate towards every year. So there's a natural passion to want to help. And I guess my megaphone is the best way to do it, using my megaphone to organize folks.
Absolutely. And, you know, I love what you said about a fan reunion, because one thing, if I'm at Dragon Con, you know, Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I'm going to see Grey Worm. I don't know his real name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Because he looks exactly like that guy. And now this brings me over to you, Barr, as the godfather of cosplay, if you will. What has been your experience, and what do you think, or how do you feel about the not only proliferation but explosion of Black cosplayers over the last, say, 3 to 5 years, where all of a sudden it kind of hit that mainstream button all of a sudden? You got, you know, very, very virally, the young lady who went to prom with the Naruto on the back of her dress. You got people doing anime gang signs or whatever on the field, and you know, when they're playing football or basketball or what have you. So how do you feel about having been there at the beginning and seeing where it's gone now?
I am so excited, and let's prefix. We spell God GAWD, so I won't feel old. So Godfather. I'm so excited because, like you stated, I was here. It was maybe 3 other people of color walking around the time, and I was like, we gotta pull more people in like me. And to wake up 10 years later and see so many talented people doing this, so many people embracing it, so many people that have made it a career, or turned it into something amazing. It's just so exciting. The photo shoot, I love being a part of that. Now to actually bring everybody to one place and you can feel that energy, it's so exciting. Like Sherman, I was like running around trying to find everybody, trying to see everybody, just doubling down, taking their picture, trying to meet people, giving them my number 10 years ago, but now they get to come to one spot. So walking around and seeing so many people that resemble me, Black faces, doing all kind of cosplays, and not limiting themselves to just people of color. They embrace the character, they turn the character into themselves, they do it their way, is so beautiful. I feel like it's all my children just growing up and excelling and surpassing the dream that I had for this space.
So let's talk about that. What dream did you have when you started this? Because I know it took a whole, not just courage, but like ambition, drive, etc. to not give up. Talk to me about that.
Oh yeah, I can tell you about that. So when I first came into it, of course, I was just happy to be in the geek space. You know, I could wear these costumes, I could be amongst fellow nerds. And then, as with most things, you start finding out that there's some um, separation that's going on, and some people that's trying to put you in boxes or prevent you from doing different things. So when I was faced with that, luckily, I came in at a time where I was able to go around people. So immediately Marvel wanted to shoot with me. Immediately DC wanted to shoot with me. George wanted to shoot with me. So I was like, I want this for everyone. And when I saw that people were not getting their fair shot at photo shoots, when I saw that photographers were not allowing people of color to have the fun and enjoyment that others were having in front of the camera, I said, instead of fighting, I'm just going to change this. It's no need to sit up and go and beg. I don't beg people. So I'm like, oh, you don't want to do this? I'll find some people that do. I work in the industry. I know photographers. I know all these things. I can make it happen, and I did. And so what I wanted to see, thank you, Toya. What I wanted to see were people being embraced, were people getting a fair shot. I wanted to see a novice cosplayer feel just as important and fantastic as someone that was doing it for years. I this is such an expression of creativity. It is art, and there's no need for anyone to try to suppress it because I'm going to learn from the new person coming in, and I'm also going to learn from the person that was in it before me. And it can all be like this wonderful smorgasbord of just creativity and excellence. And that's the vision I had, that we came and we succeeded. Now, when I first started going to Dragon Con, we did have some parties with some really great music. So it was interesting to progress to, I guess, Shannon, you said you came in 2008. So to 2008, 2009, where
Yeah.
those things were pulled off the table. And I was like, wow, what happened? So it's so wonderful to get back to that vibe of having, like Royalty Cosplay said, a family reunion. We get together, we're having this big barbecue at the Dragon Con, and it's a vibe, and that's what I wanted. Um, I wanted us to feel welcome. I wanted us to be seen. And more importantly, I wanted us all to know that there were others like us and not to be ashamed of your blackness, your geekdom, and all of that stuff. So that was my dream.
Let your geek flag fly.
Right.
Exactly.
If my
Right.
mama's listening, I said geek. Geek.
You know, you make a good point about feeling like welcome and accepted. Because my first con was like 2022,
Hmm.
and my first cosplay was a full rogue costume I bought off of Amazon. That the zipper put tore in the back, so I just made sure I kept the jacket on. You know, like we gonna make this work. But I still got, oh, you look great. You know, and you go from that fear of, is anybody gonna say anything about me, to, oh, I guess I'm doing okay. You know, to just, and you know, nothing beats a compliment, specifically from a black woman. Like, you know, okay, I see you. Like, it was so great. It was so great, you know,
That,
and pushed me to want to do so. Now, like, I got some stuff that I've dyed that is drying on a pole right over here, so I can
mhm.
sew it on to something else. So I've gone from Amazon packages to, okay, I can get this and put it together. Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
thank you.
It's the initiation. You have to have a
Yeah.
malfunction. If you have not had a cosplay malfunction, I don't know if you're doing it right.
Right.
Zippers have to break. My pants, my first time, not my first time, I was doing Bishop one time, or I thought it was, and I had purchased a costume before we started making them. And it just completely opened and split in the middle of my pants when I was out. So I had to pose all the time with my legs crossed, like, because people were like, "Oh my God, let's take a picture," and it was right where my pants split. So it was just so funny. But with that split, I came home, I restyled the costume, and came up with my bishop look that Marvel used. So it was
Hmm.
like it needed to happen for me to elevate the look, I guess. But it's just so interesting that you have to have a malfunction That way, you know you're doing it right.
Definitely.
You make a really good point. And speaking of baby cosplayers, Mark,
Hey.
you've recently joined the ranks of cosplaying. How has that been for you? Because you've been, you're established as, Blerdkast. You've been in a nerdy space for a minute, but I know that this is a new dive for you. So tell me about your journey with your cosplay and what you're doing this year.
I'm having fun with it. It's a new experience. I actually I understand a lot of the things that I overheard other cosplayers talking about, like finishing up a cosplay like days or seconds or minutes before the con starts. Cosplay versus sewing and making your own cosplay. I went to Amazon, so I found a way to cosplay my way. But it's been fun. I haven't gotten any like recognition because I guess my first cosplay is just like an outfit, I guess. But I'm gonna roll with it. But my second one, I'm debuting at DragonCon on Friday. I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I gotta wear both of them the same day because of each photo shoot. But I'm doing Bob from Tekken 7. He's my main character, and I swear to God, I look just like him if I had blonde hair.
Nice. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think you're gonna pull it off. And what about the rest of you? Like, what costumes do you have going on this year? Like, what's the plan? What you got? What you hiding? If you feel comfortable sharing.
This year, I'm probably gonna be a little more low key this year. I am saving something special for the party, the Cosplay Your Way party. I got something special that I'm saving. I'm trying to think. I think the only hint that I could really give as far as what it is, I'm gonna represent Atlanta. I'll be representing Atlanta at the.
Ooh,
at
you're gonna
the
do
party.
like Outcast,
Yeah, I was about to say that. Or Goody Mob, or be
Or
he could make a good Andre 3000.
You could.
Oh, I got to put a pin in that one for next year. But yeah, so I got that. I did a lot of closet cosplays. Oddly enough, my first time really cosplaying was for our first photo shoot. And David remembers this too. We cosplayed as characters from the Boondocks.
Nice.
And in a perfect example of a cosplay that did not age well, I was Riley, and I was holding up a sign that said "Free R. Kelly."
Oh Lord.
Yeah, so that's not gonna age well when I run for president. But
and, hey, look, things change. I'm sure we'll forgive you.
oh yeah. And then I was Luke Cage, which again, that's kind of a closet cosplay. You order a hoodie, you order some jeans, cut a couple of bullet holes in them, you good. Yeah. I do want to commission and do something big one year, but time and life, man, they be lifing. They be lifing. I keep saying I've got a Walter Dean. I keep saying one day I'm gonna hit up Walter Dean and be like, hey, here's a pile of money, let's do something. But I gotta get the pile of money first.
Yep, definitely gotta get that adult money up. Because I still want my Magneto X-Men 97 cosplay. I talked to him about a couple of years ago, last year. Yes, I want that. That's going to be next year.
You can only wear that costume after 10 p.m., man.
I see all kinds of stuff at Dragon Con while the sun is up. I think I can get away with it.
What? So can we get some details on the concept for this?
Okay, so X-Men 97, it's from the X-Men 97 where he was up on the X and he just had on the purple like drawers with the M on it. That's what I want.
It took me a minute.
Except I'm gonna have like the wig, I'm gonna like dye my hair white and then have like the cape behind it, so I like, when I'm outside it just flows with the cape and then bikini. That's it. I'm Magneto.
So to really pull it off though, you would need to be like, on like say like a circular like, the Art of Man kind of wheel and just have somebody drag you around Dragon Con.
Yeah, I thought about that. Make a giant X so I could just be up on it like that.
Yes. Or like make it kind of lightweight and just off the ground so you can walk, but you walking around with your own thing.
That's a good idea too.
Right. It'd be the 13 stations of Magneto. It'd be awesome. So this is the picture. Oh, this is the first Dragon Con, Black Geeks Dragon Con picture. So we got maybe 20 people. I see Luke Cage in the back.
Now that wasn't me. That was Mo. Who could be a Luke Cage stunt double?
Nice. Yeah, and this is 2015. So I see Scorpion. I see maybe some Sailor Moon, some Wonder Woman. I love the closet cosplay Spider-Man on the left. Like, yeah, we were doing it. We were doing it even then.
If you look at Pimp named Slickback on the front row there in the purple suit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were deep in the boondocks. I think I was behind the camera directing on this one, but yeah, I just had on a white tee and a do-rag and my Free R. Kelly sign.
Nice.
But our pimp named Slickback, when I tell you he stopped traffic, that's not an over-exaggeration. We had cars stopping on Peachtree Street so that they could either lean out their window and take a photo. And David, correct me, didn't one person actually get out their car?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Somebody stopped their car on Peach Street and got out of the car.
All right. Okay, so back to what we were saying. I think that's another big part of it is in the larger society, you know, a lot of Black cosplayers get hate mail, frustration, nasty comments, etc. When they post stuff on social media, there's always somebody in their basement. You can't do that because you can't do it. And they go all off on that. And so I also think one of the things that's important about this group is the acceptance. And to your point, like you said earlier, David, Dragon Con has always been very accepting. Part of that is because Dragon Con is in Atlanta. Like, I wish you would try that. But so my question to you all on this is, what did it mean to you when you saw other people coming out into the light? You know what I mean? Was there any moment that you remember that you're like, wow, I didn't know this is why I'm doing it, but this is why I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
There's a story that I tell, and this was actually at the last Black Geeks Dragon Con photo shoot. The day before, usually during Dragon Con, we go around and we tell people about the photo shoot. We have these business cards that we hand out with photo shoot details. And I ran into somebody who was attending Dragon Con for the first time. And obviously they didn't know about the photo shoot. I handed them a card and we talked a little bit about the photo shoot and they were very excited. And when you do that, sometimes you see them at the photo shoot the next day, or sometimes they party too hard Saturday night and you don't. This particular situation, as everything was going on with the photo shoot, and anytime you're at the photo shoot, you guys have all been there, you know, there are so many things happening at once. And in the middle of this hectic stuff going on, I look and I see the person I spoke to the previous day, and they were walking around and like their head was on a swivel and they were taking pictures with the biggest smile on their face. And those are some of the things when you talk about highlights from the previous photo shoots. A lot of them are things that sometimes I'm the only person that notices, but just seeing stuff like that reminds me how much this means to so many people.
I had a interesting. Well, I had a couple, but the one I want to share today is I had a panel, one of the first ones years ago, and I was walking toward the panel, and it was this long line. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to get into this room. This line is out here for something else. I don't know what's going to happen. Let me try to maneuver through, figure out how I can get into the room that's next to it clearly, because this line is for something else. It must be a big star. And I was like walking through, and I couldn't open the doors. It was locked. So I turned to some of the people in line, and I was like, you know, I'm so sorry. I have a panel. Who are you guys here to see? Because I'm trying to get into the room. And they were like, you. We're here to see you. And I was like, what?
I was in that line. I remember that.
Now you remember that? You were in the line. Okay. I was like, oh, okay. It was just so wonderful. And then another instance is I had a panel, and a person told me that prior to me which I loved, but I thought it was interesting. I'm like, wow, I didn't know these limitations were placed. Prior to me, they didn't know they could gender bend.
Mm.
Prior to me, they didn't know that another person prior to me, they didn't know that they could do characters that were not black characters, like they could be Cyclops. And very simple statements, but at the same time, it was so monumental because if that block was placed in front of them, whether it was by themselves or somebody placed it for them, I was happy to remove that because I don't think their experience should be limited in any way, and that my crash test dummy experience helped them. I'm so thankful for that.
Anybody else want to share a story or a memory?
I guess. Oh, ladies first.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I guess one of mine, Mo, the guy we just talked about, after our first shoot, I remember how excited he was that it had happened. So I got this. I mean, dude's jacked. He's huge. I should hate him because he's tall and muscular, and a lot of women that I know think he's fine. So I should hate him, but he's a great guy. And he came to me and said, "Hey, thanks for doing this. This was fun. It was good to see all our people here." And somebody else, I think David was in on this one also. They basically said, "I didn't know there were this many of us." And so to see us, because Dragon Con is very spread out, it's scattered. So depending on what your interest, you might not never make it to the other side. So I think just seeing how they enjoyed seeing so many people that looked like them in one spot that they could, share with and everything.
Yeah.
And I think the number of people who I've heard unprompted call it a family reunion is really what got me, because I always tell people it's not a protest, it's a party. We're not protesting Dragon Con, we're just having, in our case, an outdoor party at Dragon Con. And there are people there that say this might be one of the 1 or 2 times a year I get to see these people. So it's important, and that one really got me in the feels, as they say.
Yeah, go ahead, Royalty, because I want to add something, but I want to wait for you.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, for David and Channing, you guys and you collaborating and pulling together such an amazing, welcoming, well organized. It's like honestly the most well organized photo shoot at Dragon Con every year is what made me feel seen. First one 10 years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, there are other people like me that like the same things or slightly different things. But at the same time, there's a place where we could all join together and unify in a safe space where we're all accepted. And the fact that it's been happening for the past 10 years and growing every year exponentially, I see myself in so many people, and I think they see themselves in other people as well. And so to have this family reunion where everybody, it's a safe space. You are accepted if you want to come with your kids. It is a safe space for your little ones even. We have some mini cosplayers who come every year. And people of all ages literally could come out and just feel seen and see each other and encourage each other and compliment each other on their cosplays and their creativity. It's a great way, as Barr Foxx said earlier, to display art and to display it in a place where you could feel accepted and celebrated. So that photo shoot was my aha moment, and so I've sought it out every year since then, and I'm so happy to be a part of it, directing it sometimes, and then also being in the shoot itself.
So I know we had a picture. Hopefully, we have a picture up that we can put up of. Yes, this is where it is now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this was just. Was that everybody, or was that all? Yeah, that's everybody in that one.
That's the I see Joy in front.
Yep, I got my Queen Charlotte gear on. We got all the Black princesses up front. And Royalty. We got Kamala Harris. It was at Leanne Lord playing Kamala Harris in the middle. Yeah, this was epic.
Yes.
And that wasn't even everybody. That was just the best we could get in that one shot. As you can see in the upper right hand corner, there are folks even on the small stairs, and there were even more folks who came after that. So the group is growing, the word is spreading, the joy is spreading. And again, so grateful to the two of you for spearheading this and making this possible.
Yeah. And one of the things that you mentioned and we can take the picture down. One of the things that you mentioned that was special for me was watching you. Because so for those of y'all that don't know, last year somehow, because I got the gift of gab, I finagled my way into the carriage at at the front of the parade. As Queen Charlotte, there was, and I think it was one of your friends who was Lady Danbury, and we were just sitting in the cage in the car carriage, waving at people, and we were like, Royalty, do you want to ride? She goes, no, I'm gonna walk. Not me. I'm old. I can't do that. Knees ain't doing it. But I watched you walk down the street, and I watched little girls come running up to you, wanting to hug you. I watched them, mommy, look. And I'm glad that I had, a chance to be in the carriage and be like, oh my God, this is so sweet. Like, it was so touching. And like you mentioned, there are kids now. There were a couple kids like early on, like maybe young teenagers, but now we got babies, 5 and 10-year-olds that are in full costume with their parents, sometimes matched up. So this is a family reunion, right? We're bringing the next generation into it, which I think is lovely.
That's what it's about. Yes.
My oldest was at his first photo shoot at 3 months.
He was. I remember. How old is he now? Your oldest?
He's 6 now.
See, 6 years of cosplay already under his belt.
Right?
He
already a little bit veteran than I am. I love it.
Right.
But this is what happens, right? At a family reunion. How's little so-and-so? What was it? How old are they now? Where they at? And making this so normalized, because Barr, you look like you were about to say something.
I was, but I'm listening.
No, I was gonna say it's it makes it normalized. Like, it's no longer, ooh, what are they doing over there? It's like, oh, that's Black Geeks Dragon. Yeah, they big, and you see us everywhere, and we're all in the habit of telling everybody else, yeah, don't forget Sunday, show up,
I was just gonna add, and I was like, I can't believe I forgot this. I think, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I was so excited. I think AJC was doing a spotlight on us, and it was just the most amazing thing for me because it was me, it was DC Black Geeks, it was all the people that I had talked to, and we had encouraged each other, and we were all being spotlighted in this article. And the funny thing is, we hadn't talked about it before. Nobody said, hey, all of us just go and apply to see if they would talk to us. Somehow, organically, the AJC reached out to each of the people that I admire, and we were all in this one space. So that was a beautiful moment for me as well. As well as the Cosplay Your Way documentary. I cannot believe that I got to be the first person to create a documentary for cosplayers of color, and that Amazon Prime reached out to me for it. So that was another instance that said we have arrived, people care, and for it to have won awards and for me to have been able to feature you guys in it is another amazing thing, because that's going to live on in history forever. Whether we continue to do this or we stop, somebody's going to pull that documentary to see what Black Geeks were doing and what we look like. So I appreciate that, but I just want to let you all know how much I love being around people I admire. And that AJC article and some of the other things that we've done together has been so special for me, because those are memories that are just epic.
Yeah, and if I can...
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, and I was just going to say, and yeah, just that's actually a perfect jumping on point for me, what Barr said. One reason this group is so successful is because of the help and support we get. There is, I'm not going to say none, but I have not come across any jealousy in this group. Like, at no point in time have David and I been like, oh, wait, Barr's hosting a party. Why can't we host a party? Barr's never been like, oh, I'm going to host my own Black Geeks Dragon Con photo shoot. Or how come we weren't in the documentary? As soon as he announced the doc, we was pushing it across all social media channels. Somebody contacted Barr about using a photo from one of our photo shoots that he wasn't even in. And he could have been like, nah, but he passed it on to us to make sure that we could get used and actually get paid. We should have given you a little stipend for that. I mentioned there were 5 people in the room when we came up with the idea. But you saw how many people at this large shoot. You'd be amazed how many people just show up and say, hey, what can I help with? What do you need us to do? And some people have just started doing it. I think it was Tony one year. He saw I was struggling trying to talk to people and hand out ribbons because everybody always wants our ribbons. And he just came and just took this giant pile from me. And next thing I know, he's out everywhere just handing out ribbons like they were $100 bills, and people were losing their minds. So the amount of support that we get, I mean, Toya, before Toya was coordinating our shoots, I remember just asking her questions because I knew she worked with other photographers before. Mark was our shooter one year. Dana, because I always wanted to say I do want us to all like non-POC are welcome to attend our shoot and watch, but I always wanted the photographer to be a person of color. And we've been alternating. It's almost always been black man, black woman, black man, black, and I kind of want to keep it that way, but it's because of that extra support that we get from people. Same thing, we were talking about Bill Waters. One of the few negative comments I remember about the photo shoot was in 2015 when I went into one of the Dragon Con groups and said, hey, here's a photo shoot we're doing. And one of the first comments, oh, why are you doing a Black Geeks of Dragon Con photo shoot? Isn't that racist? And Bill was one of the first people to come in and shut it down immediately.
Yes.
And just kind of said, hey, they're the same as any other group. If you got a problem with it, no. So the support that we've gotten from black and white, and honestly, and from Dragon Con. Dragon Con has sent their photographer out to our photo shoot just like they do the others. And probably the thing that I'm most proud of for the last 2 years, we've been helping get people of color on panels as subject matter experts. We're not just having them, because don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with us being up there and talking about being a blurred in the black experience. But, let's get Latoya up there talking about working in STEM fields and how to get more kids in STEM. Let's get Mark up there doing another photography panel, which we're still trying to do. We've got a bunch of people this year who are going to be popping up on panels. We had a voice acting panel a couple of years back. Dana was on it. So I think that's been one of the things that I'm most proud of that we've kind of grown into doing is getting more people up on stage and saying, hey, we know stuff.
Right. As a matter of fact, I'm moderating the kickoff panel Thursday night at 7:00, Hanover, AB, for the diversity track, because I got connected to Jarvis,
Shout out to Jarvis.
Shout
And
out
Jarvis,
to
yeah, and Jarvis is another one. When Jarvis got the diversity track, because we existed before diversity track, but I didn't immediately be like, who's this Jarvis dude? What do he know about diversity? And he's never tried to take over or influence our stuff, but he's always been there to help promote us, and vice versa. So yeah, I think just the amount of help is you always have groups where people say, hey, if you need anything, let me know, and you never hear from them. We have a group and they say, hey, you need help, I'm gonna do this for you. And I think everybody in the group respects that. And I know, speaking to some here who've done it, I truly appreciate it.
You make a really good point about everybody pitching in, because I'm a member of a sorority, and I know there are other people here that might be a member of D9 organizations, and I feel very confident in saying that we don't always get along, either with each other or within our own organizations. This chapter, that chapter, this woman, this former president, blah, blah, blah. And it gets messy. And most human interactions over time get messy. But to have been able to keep something like this so positive and continue to grow exponentially and still be so welcoming and so drama reductive, y'all just easy to get along with, easy to work with. That in and of itself is amazing, and I want to commend y'all for being able to keep it going like this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the difference is, and this is a generic statement, but I think the difference is those of us that are doing it for the love and that actually want to see growth and expansion, opposed to people coming in and wanting what they feel is the attention or a quick popularity thing. I've been lucky enough I have attention. I've had attention the majority of my life. It's not always a great thing. But I've always been in a space where I could do these things. I work in television and film. I'm always at a celebrity party. I'm always with an actor, actress, or singer. I had my own TV show when I was younger. So I wanted the vibe. I wanted to magnify voices. I wanted to echo positivity. And I think the people on this panel want to do the same. And I think that's what makes us different. Now, if we fall out next week, you know, just say as of today, that's what we all wanted.
Yeah. Next week we'll be subtweeting each other. Some people just don't know.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but
right.
But other than that, this is a group of people, and I say it because I think you guys were when BET came to see me, you guys were in that too, right? So, and I don't get in people's way. Shine. When I say shine, shine. My thought process is, I'm going to fall. I'm not going to be the center of attraction at some point in this. Pass it to somebody I respect, and then let me come and hang out with you. It's just the way it's been all my life. Because in my career, somebody's hot, then they're not, but then they're hot again, and I understand that, and I don't have to be in the front all the time. So I'm so excited. I encourage them. I push them. I love Shannon. He does it. I love David. He does it. Love seeing him out. Rody Cosplay is amazing. Mark, one of him. He said he was trying to get to become a photographer for me for a while, and I didn't know that. But once I knew it, it's like, come on in and do your thing. Because I just want to encourage everybody to soar, and I think that's the difference between us and other people. Because I've had some issues. It hasn't been all. I'm with you. I'm in a fraternity as well. I've had some issues. It's been some really interesting people that come through with some demands that were unruly and disrespectful. But for the most part, this group, love them. And Jarvis.
Yeah, definitely. And I think. Oh, Dave, were you about to say something?
I was just gonna say we love Jarvis.
Oh yeah. I think the other thing that helps with this group, unofficially, Black people have a rule where we don't like to argue in front of company, so to speak. So when we're out there at that photo shoot, not only is everybody on their best behavior, there are people looking out to make sure people stay on their best behavior, or just looking to find any little fires that might accidentally pop out. Because I mean, let's be honest, everybody's human. People wearing these big bulky costumes. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's raining. Yeah. Some of the shoots were actually a little bit earlier, so somebody could just bump into somebody. Or I grew up in the '90s, step on somebody's shoes and a fight might break. But we got people out there keeping it light. They're cracking jokes, and I think that helps. That definitely helps. Nobody's trying to. We don't want to be the ones in the Dragon Con report, where a riot breaks out, to put it bluntly. But and I also think that family reunion aspect, it's people that we might only see 2 or 3 times a year. We don't have enough time to hate them.
Yeah.
I miss Latoya too much to hate her. She could come up to me and slap me. I'd probably ask, what did I do wrong? Because hey, I'm just happy to see you again this time. Please don't test that theory, by the way, Toya. But
okay.
Marcus, I saw you hanging. What's up?
Yeah, so I cannot tell you how much that this one group of people and the photo shoot Black Geeks of Dragon Con has meant to me. Like a lot of y'all, I've been attending Dragon Con since like 2006. In my first year, I was there. I was like, where's us at? I'm coming with 4 of us, like me and my friends from college, but like I couldn't find anybody else. And if I did, they were just wearing a geek shirt or just there kind of looking around and off in the corner. And then, it's years of that, basically. I love Dragon Con for what it is, but I always feel like something was missing until that one fateful day. And I think I told you this story, Channing. In 2015, on the Hilton steps, the A steps, I happen to look up and it's raining business cards of Black Geeks of Dragon Con and just some people on the top of the staircase just like looking down at some Black kids just sitting there by themselves. And that moment changed my life forever. The day of the photo shoot, the first one, I jump out my taxi because it was taxis at that time, not Ubers. and started taking blurry pictures, and I've never looked back. And then since then, I've grown as a cosplay photographer, content creator, now a cosplayer. I've worked with Barr and with Latoya. Latoya, I've stolen so many of your techniques from watching you direct photo shoots.
Aw,
That have helped me.
good.
Because like
That was you that pulled up in the taxi.
yeah, it was me. I pulled up and I jumped out and just started taking pictures, and not a good picture in sight. So that's why I've never posted those pictures. But it sparked something in me because it just reminded me of those times when I was back in high school, and we was constantly just getting bullied and picked on, and by our own people of all things. And now it's just black kids and nerds and cosplay. And when black people cosplay, they don't be cosplaying. It's like
Okay, that part.
Yes, you having to shoot on Sunday, I think is intentional because every black person know on Sunday when you go into the picnic or church or to the family function, you gotta come dressed to impress, nines and tens, bells and whistles, and that's what the Black Geek shoot is. It's like not a bad cosplay in sight. And when you saw the picture, it was like what 400 or 500 people in that shot, if not more, because there's like at least 200 people behind whoever took the picture.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
True.
yeah,
There's
and again,
people
we
that
have
watch.
we have all races, creeds, and colors showing up to take the photos because again, it's become a part of it. And funny story about the cards, and David can back me up on this. We don't order nearly as many cards as we used to because now when we try to hand them out, people are like, "Oh, we already know. We don't need it." We used to order, 500. I think one year we have 1,000 cards, and we were just handing those things out like how rappers would be handing out CDs when they get started at the trunk of their car. And now it's like, oh no, we're good. I know, I'll be there.
Yeah, word has spread far and wide.
It had. I want to add something to the word being spread. I think the good vibes and just the sheer joy that people it's tangible, like you can feel the joy in the air at these shoots, but I think that and just the word spreading has even not only had Black Geeks of Dragon Con featured in AJC and also with BET and on BET social media, but also in the New York Times. Like the Times sent a reporter to Atlanta to say what is going on with these Black Geeks of Dragon Con. Right, so y'all could Google that if you like, but definitely it was a really, really nice feature that was written about our leaders here, Channing and David, and then also about the attendees as well, featuring some really amazing costumes that year. Oh, Channing, what year was that? Was that 20?
It was 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't tell you why I know. Because I don't know how my first cosplay with the zipper broken in the back, but I had used my own natural hair and I put the white streak with just acrylic paint in the front of the road. Yeah. And I made it into that New York Times article.
You did.
Look at that. Look at that.
Okay, well, first of all, that robe, hands down, is stunning. I know you had issues with that cosplay, but I want you to bring it back. That's one you need to have in your rotation.
Okay. I'll run it back. I'm growing my natural gray streak out because of that cosplay. I was like, you know what? This don't look bad. And I'm gonna let my natural hair grow back out because it's mostly gray. And I'll be, ancient rogue or something like that. But that experience, was so otherworldly. I'm just, this is my first thing. This jacket don't even fit right, and it's hiding a hole. And she's like, "You look great. Can I take your picture?" I'm with New York Times. I was like, "Are you serious?" And then I had people on LinkedIn send me that picture. Like, is this you? And I was like,
yes.
Black don't crack. Thank you.
It's so cool to see how so many people are inspired in their everyday life, like you, Joy, and just I literally don't know of any other convention in the world that has a photo shoot like this for Black Geeks. There are others who are trying, which is good. There's inspiration there for sure. But I literally think this is the only photo shoot like this on the planet. So to your point, Joy, it is otherworldly for some people, including myself. It's amazing. Just really happy to be part of it.
Now, Mark, didn't you do one at was it Anime Weekend or MomoCon? You got some Black Geeks together for a shoot.
He did.
Okay, it wasn't me. I'm gonna give the credit to where it's due. I'll give the credit to Blerd over Micah and his team. They set up
Oh,
the
yeah.
one AWA Anime Weekend Atlanta in 2024, and they did MomoCon last year or this past year, 2025. But there was 2 Black Geek shoots, and I guess the other one was me. I didn't know I set it up because I didn't do anything. Just showed up, and they was like, "This is your shoot." I was like, "All right, let's get to work then." But yeah, shout out to Blerd over. They are definitely doing Black Geek photo shoots. Which leads me to BlerdCon of all places, because like seeing like going from Black Geeks to Dragon Con and then going to a BlerdCon situation, I was overstimulated and just enjoyed myself too much. That was like the cornerstone of everything that we've all worked for. And just wanted to see in nerdom is that.
Yeah.
So shout out to Hilton George for making BlerdCon, but I feel like the credit belongs to Black Geeks to Dragon Con, because I'm just being honest, because BlerdCon came after Black Geeks to Dragon Con was established the first year. And Blerd being the word that we all switched to, and y'all chose Black Geeks. But I'm gonna give y'all the credit.
You know what though? I mean, it's and forgive me for speaking on y'all's behalf, but I mean, what I'm seeing here, because I do D&I for a living, so I'm always talking about mindset and growth and everything. And so what I'm seeing across the screen is a spirit of abundance. You know, you can have the mindset of, you know, if I give this to you, then I won't have it, so I can't share. And that scarcity mindset runs the country we is now, but an abundance mindset is, yeah, go and take it, use it and grow. I just want to see you shine. And I hear that over and over again from y'all.
I can't begin to tell you how happy I was when I saw Mark doing those photo shoots at Atlanta, and like just seeing. I mean, and for one thing, we can't do everything, so we want to see people take it and run with it. And Mark, you did I don't know if I've heard before. You did an amazing job.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I do what I can. I want to take it back a little bit, actually, and I know Latoya, you have to go in a little bit, but when we did the Black Geeks Dragon Con panel, I think at Dragon Con 2023, and it was all of us and Dana and Mo. That panel that Saturday night, oh my God, I wish that panel was recorded, because I think that was the second I just like, oh my God, I am the person that everyone said I am, and didn't realize until I'm up there on the dais with everybody else, and I'm sitting there sweating bullets like, oh my God, Dana and Barr and Mo and Latoya, like I can't compete with these people. Like I'm here because of y'all, and I'm here next to y'all on the table, and that was such a huge moment for me. Obviously, I found myself speech, and everybody loved it, and I was just speaking from the heart. And then even afterwards, Latoya came to me and was like, "Everybody loves you. You're doing a great job." And you know, like I was like in the daze. I was just like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it that I made it." I guess whatever that means, but I made it. Now let me go show everybody that I deserve to be here.
Yeah, it's about the growth. In addition to like Mark growing as a photographer, it's always interesting to see some of the more shy, reserved people who are at the photo shoot start getting more and more into cosplay and expressing themselves. And I won't name her, but David and I, we know somebody, and she was just so excited to see other Blerds. And I feel like every year she just steps up her cosplay game, and it just gets a little bit more interesting. She pulls some deep cuts. I'm like, yeah, and it's just great. It's interesting to see how many people are finding their own voice, to kind of borrow a cosplay your way line, based off of this shoot. And I'm not gonna sit up here and try and take all the credit for it, but if we can say that the shoot helped push them along, I'll take that win.
And I think, you know, we talk about Black Geeks at Dragon Con, it has grown to your point. You can't do everything, you can't be everywhere, and you have seeded, inspired other people to try and do. You know, BlerdCon, in my personal opinion, would not be without Black Geeks at Dragon Con saying this is possible. You know, and so I know it seems like, you know, well, look, we were just looking around, we like had a couple drinks, like, yo, we should do this, but it's such a shift in reality that y'all created for future generations. This is a legacy that y'all have built.
Absolutely.
It's already reached a point where people don't know that this ever had a start. It just always was, and we've already gotten to that point in 10 years. What do you mean they didn't used to do this? And they always do this, like it's just part of it. We've been here forever,
Yeah.
And y'all did that. That's amazing. So that's why, at this 10-year reunion, this is such an amazing, and I just got here myself, but it's such an amazing feeling, and I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm trying not to be overly emotional, but I am in menopause, so sometimes you just be crying.
No judgment. No judgment.
No judgment. Thank you.
No.
But I just think, like EJ said, y'all have no idea how much this has meant for the Black community in the Black community, the diaspora, because I'm starting to see Black Brits coming over talking about, we heard about, Dragon Con in Atlanta. I saw a picture last year. What is this? I have friends of mine who, granted, we all went Georgia Tech or Spelman or whatever together, but they're hitting me up. Hey, are you going to that con this year? Because my daughter wants to know if she can come follow you around or hang out with you. Or, my son is doing like airbrush cosplay, and he wants to know if you can help him figure out how to get into it. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever I can do. Because again, abundance. We could all eat. Everybody can find their place. Going through the vendors fair and seeing like people I know, like I'm like, yo, what's going on? And being so excited to see everybody thriving and being happy. It's probably one of my favorite days or my favorite weekends of the year. It's the healing I didn't know I needed.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you.
That's a quote.
That is.
Well, it's funny you say that, and I know Latoya's got a bounce. There are at least 2 people who've told me that they've only purchased a Sunday pass this year because they want to be there for the shoot. They're just coming on Sunday.
Wow.
I can't make it for the whole thing, but I wanted to be there Sunday. Yeah.
So I have
There
a
are
question.
years at Dragon Con where I've only attended for Black Geeks of Dragon Con. Otherwise, I was not interested in doing Dragon Cons. I wanted to save some of my adult money. But 2019, very glad I came that year and took them pictures underneath the steps that got Marcus Van famous.
I have one more thing to add before I jump off, or question, not really a thing to add, but a question. So for Channing and David, what can people, and I think EJ may have said this in the chat, but what can people expect this year from Black Geeks of Dragon Con? Like what time is it? Where is it at? Where's the photo shoot?
So the photo shoot is going to be on Sunday. That is the 31st of August.
Sunday the 31st.
Yeah, and it's going to start at 2:00. This year, Dragon Con has given us a 90-minute slot.
Wow.
We're going to be doing our best not to keep you guys out in the heat for 90 minutes because it is going to be hot.
Yeah,
It's supposed to rain Sunday.
It is.
It is. Fortunately, so far, it's not supposed to rain during the shoot. And I do remember that year that we had pouring rain during our shoot. And big props to Toya figuring out how to do a shoot in pouring rain.
Oh yeah, we be watching these weather reports. Trust me.
Yes.
You said it's from 2 to 3:30 on Sunday?
Yes.
Put that in my calendar, make sure I got it.
Yeah, that's Eastern. And as far as what you can expect to see, apparently you can expect to see mark and draws. So
No, that's next year. This year I'm going live.
2026.
Okay, that's next year. Okay.
It's a little preview for next year.
I was like, we were just talking about like kids and legacy, and I'm like, maybe not, Mark.
Nah.
Maybe we just say that for the party.
Yeah, we do keep it family friendly. Store-bought cosplay, we don't discriminate. Store-bought cosplay is fine. Homemade cosplay is fine. But keep the stuff covered. But otherwise, we don't discriminate.
Not discriminate. And one thing that we don't always stress enough is that you don't actually have to be in cosplay to be in the photo shoot.
Yep, some blerds don't do it.
A lot of it is about as we said, it's a family reunion. It's about seeing people we haven't seen in a long time, but it's also about seeing us. If your you is a geeky T-shirt or just a generic whatever you happen to put on, grab out your closet when you're leaving the house, we still want to see you.
Nice.
I definitely think we should add, if it's not already added, in the shot list, add geek shirts somewhere in there, because I'd love to incorporate those people. I'm starting to do that for my own shoots as well.
Mm-hmm.
That would be wonderful if we could somehow get the word out to show up for the photo shoot, but then some announcement on the app or whatever. Blackie's trying to T-shirts. We're going to take a T-shirts only shot or something like that, so they know that they're welcome. I don't know how to finesse all that, but that would be great.
Yeah. And we had something similar. I know for the first 1 or 2 years we did have some blurs just show up, and then I think we just started having so many cosplayers show up. I think a couple of people just kind of thought, oh, it's only for cosplayers, and somebody brought it up at that being a blurred panel. So we definitely try to stress it. And I mean, there's book blurs, there's science blurs. So no, definitely, if you don't need to be in a cosplay to be a blerd.
Speaking of Black people and cosplaying, do y'all see any differences in the way we do it versus other cultures or demographics? Like, are we any different? Or are we just what do you think?
Yes, I'm so happy you said that, because I think it was last year. It was a group of kids, or young men. They were cosplaying as Dragon Ball Z characters, and like one of them was Goku Black, another one was just regular Goku, and Goku Black, in his Super Saiyan form, has pink glowing hair. Instead of having pink glowing anime hair, he just had a pink durag on, and just used like some, I guess, hood aesthetics in his cosplay, and I fell in love with that, because I'm incorporating something like that for my cosplay this year, because I don't want to wear a big blonde wig and put on like blue contacts to be a character. I want to make it myself. I want to cosplay my way, because that's what I've learned from the gentleman next to me. Cosplay your way. That's the best way to do it. So I see so much creativity, so much like artistry, so much talent that goes into the characters that everybody cosplays, and they cosplay more than just the Black characters that they think they can cosplay as. I've seen so many people cosplay like outside of their element. Afro Cocoa Puffs, obviously she's famous for the Hanadas in Black. Like that whole stigma that Black people can't cosplay certain characters because they're not Black. We took that in stride and be like, hold my beer, watch me cosplay, and just nail it. Just nail it.
I'm going to add that, we always bring some vibe. We always bring some finesse to everything that we do as people of color. The mashup game for Black cosplayers, you feeling me, Shannon, is epic. I mean, the way people combine different genres, different characters, and put it into one, and they sell it, and it's amazing. And that is definitely what Cosplay Your Way is about. I want to come to the cons, not only see amazing costumes that you recreate, but ones that are created, something that is just new and fresh. Because that keeps my mind open, that keeps everybody else reaching, it keeps the creativity flowing. So I definitely want to say that the people of color that do cosplay, the mashup and the creativity is off the charts.
I remember seeing Stephanie. She did Poison Ivy at Carnival, and it was amazing. Yeah,
Stephanie has inspired my cosplay that I'll be debuting on Saturday this year. Yes, so we inspired too. With that being said, I'm gonna hop off because I gotta go.
Right.
Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
I'll see everybody on Sunday at 2:00.
All right. Love you, girl. Take care.
Bye. I love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
And Stephanie's cosplay was also smart because she marched in the parade with that, and she probably was the coolest one out of all of us.
Yeah.
Because it was hot that day.
Definitely cooler than I was in that wig and that heavy suit.
Yeah, look here, Mr. Randy Watson. You have to suffer for your craft.
Randy Watson is epic, though, and that's the other thing is, especially what I like about Dragon Con is, Run DMC Stormtroopers. I remember that. But yeah, like just that creativity, in addition to you have so many different ways that you can, so many different characters. Like it's not relegated to just anime or just video games or Star Wars. We got Randy Watson coming out. Me and James are doing Smoke and Annie from Sinners on Sunday, and so so representation breeds more representation, and so now that we're having more actual Black characters in movies and stuff, people are seeing themselves in a different way, and it feels a little bit more authentic to me to play Annie than it did to play Rogue, although I'm bringing that Rogue back, like you said. And I saw a gender bent Hobie from Into the Spider-Verse, and she looked amazing. Like you would have thought her face looked like an artist rendering of the cartoon. She was that good, Oh, for real. So okay, so we're gonna have a smoke off. All we gotta do is find Remick to do a dance jig in the center, and we're gonna have a party. They actually ended up doing that at MomoCon.
I saw that video. Now, if you all was smart, you need to find a Sammy, because this year they're doing it again. They're doing a pop stars photo shoot. So like your Britney Spearses, your Beyonces. You need to just have Sammy sit down and play, and just have all these pop stars kind of run around him dancing. That would be fire if somebody could pull it off. Looking at you, Mark.
Look, I already got a lot on my plate this year. I can't promise anything, but I'm gonna see what I can do.
This is how people end up working on cosplays in their hotel room at Dragon Con, because they get an idea at the last minute.
All you need is a blazer, like an ill-fitting blazer and some suspender. Like it's an old country suit. Banjo is gonna be hard to come by though, or guitar.
It'd have to be a cardboard banjo if I was doing it.
Hey, long as the look is right,
There you go. There you go.
Pay no attention to behind the curtain,
No. And I will be lip syncing if I do it.
Oh, don't lip sync. We need to hear you sing, sir.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you
just
don't.
listen to you guys talk. This is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That swag, that finesse that you're putting on it. Look at all the things that you all just brainstorming here, thought about, and we're going to see some of that. And it's going to be present. It's going to be just the synergy that I don't think other people have, because there's a love for this, there's a liberation to this, there is a magnifying voice to this that we all have and share, and the appreciation. And as you stated, it's not just anime, it's not just superheroes. You are looking at all kind of characters, you are echoing all kind of messages, and those are the things that we do as people of color in cosplay that I didn't see before, that I'm so glad is present now.
Yeah. And I think that goes back to also, we're doing this at a place where, and I feel like I can say this, we are welcome. I don't think, I've never felt unwelcome at Dragon Con by anybody. And don't get me wrong, I'm by no means saying that a racist has never attended Dragon Con, but when Black people are allowed to thrive, that is what we do. We will show up, we will show out. I am sure, now the one thing I will take credit for, I am sure our group has helped increase some ticket sales to Dragon Con. That,
definitely.
That is a brag you'll hear me make, because I know I've been to other smaller cons talking this place up, and we share these photos everywhere. And I think people of color are like, okay, hey, here's a con where I don't have to worry about somebody calling me the Black Superman. No, I'm just Superman.
Right. Superman.
I don't have to worry about somebody saying, oh, I can't be Wonder Woman because I'm, tall, black, and busty. No, I'm just Wonder Woman. I'm not Nubia, I'm Wonder Woman. And I think people appreciate that. So again, shout out to Dragon Con too.
I mean, and I've lost count of the number of times I've seen people when we post our pictures from the photo shoots, and somebody says, this is the last time I'm getting a Saturday only pass. I'm making sure I'm there on Sunday. Somebody says, I need to come to Dragon Con. As a matter of fact, Dragon Con needs to run as a check or something.
Yeah. You think,
But yeah, I'm loving the fact that I've encouraged all my friends, if they have anywhere from, now tell them, like, if you want to bring your kid, if you want to drop your kid off at Dragon Con, they got to be like at least 16. Don't be bringing babies in here. But yeah, if you want me to, if you want to bring your kid on Sunday for the photo shoot, yeah, I'll bring them in. Or they've got day passes, or just come to the parade. If you don't want to do anything else, just come to the parade and watch. As we're, of course, we have our, diversity track section in the parade, but then you see us in so many other places. You're going to catch us in the Lord of the Rings group. You're going to catch us in the Stormtroopers group. You're going to catch us in the, what's the other one?
Star Wars.
House of Dragons. And
Star Trek. That's what
and all of that stuff. Because we out here. Yeah. We everywhere.
Oh no, 100%.
I do have a secret wish. 1 year for the parade. I know the numbers for the parade grow every year, but I want to see what we see on Sunday, Saturday at the parade. I want to see those kind of numbers or something like that, because this is like 20, 30 of us usually every year for the parade. I want to see an army of black nerds just marching down Peachtree Street.
There might not be enough wristbands.
It might not be enough wristband. And also, look, I love my people. We're not trying to get up early. We're not trying to walk in that heat. Now, if we could get a float, if we could get like I don't know how familiar y'all with Mardi Gras floats, but down here they'll take an 18-wheeler trailer and turn it into a Mardi Gras float. If we could get something like that, I could get you some Blerds on there. But
let's do that for 2026. I think that's an ambition for 2026 is to get a Black Geeks of Dragon Con Mardi Gras carnival float.
Oh man,
will they let us throw? Will they let us?
They let the sand crawler through, and that's a pretty big vehicle.
That thing was huge.
Yeah.
But will they let us throw beads?
I don't. Yeah, you're not allowed to throw. Yeah, they're hard and fast
just
about
hand them
that.
off on the side like we do with the ribbons and the candy.
But that means somebody will be off the float. Like if we want to ride on the float, so we don't have to walk.
Because the only reason I was in the parade last year.
You were in. Oh yeah, you were in it. Oh yeah, you were in it.
Yeah, because there was a carriage company that was trying to promote their carriages, and they're like, "We need somebody to ride." And I was like, "Lady Danbury, let's go."
Right here. Let's do this.
For me, it's just been a series of fortunate events. Like I was in the right place at the right time once again. And this year
that happens.
I was right in front of you. We were with Latoya.
I remember. Yeah, we had a good time. But the carriage, I don't know if it's coming back, and I'm not Queen Charlotte this year, so I will not be in the parade because I'm not as hot.
I can't. Oh, it was Melvin. We had the year I walked. We had a guy. He walked the whole parade in an Iron Man suit.
He's done that a couple years. Actually.
Yeah,
Melvin. Yeah, I'm like, my brother. You.
The dedication.
It's the craft.
It's the greatest.
Yeah, and we were talking, and the kids loved it, black and white. The kids loved it.
And that's another thing is like, even though there are a whole lot of us, it's not an infinite number. And so when you have people that break off to walk with Star Wars, or a couple of them walk with Handmaid's Tale, or walk with other places, it does dwindle that number that is specifically under Black Geeks Dragon Con. But we still got a pretty good showing. But for the fact that we don't want to get up in the morning because we've been out drinking all night, whatever may have happened.
I've had people.
I have to sacrifice drinking Friday nights to do the parades. So
I know we're coming up on time. So I want to ask a particular question. It's David, you said this was your first podcast. How do you feel? You like it? Would you do it again?
Yeah, I'll do it again.
Okay.
And
all right.
Okay, hold on. Because you also did an interview with me at ASFE, and you were really nervous to even do that interview at Atlanta Sci-Fi and Fantasy Expo. And you was like, no, I need Channing here to bounce off of so we can, you can be like human. But no, you did good. I just got to post it.
Yeah. I am the face of the group. I'll acknowledge it. But David is definitely the heart and soul. One, because David just lives in Atlanta. And he knows a lot more of the players than I do. David has had. I'm like, David, who is this again? I'm glad to see him getting out there more.
Mm.
And I'll say this: I am an introvert. I'm not the person who gets out and gets on podcasts and talks to people, but um, fulfilling the mission, what we're trying to do with Black Geeks, requires me to get out there. And you just you asked me how I feel about this. No matter how I feel, it's worth it.
Mm, I love it.
We're taking
Yeah.
it.
I
Well, I'm
Yeah,
appreciate
glad.
you
I
stepping out of your
I'm
I
glad.
want
comfort
to
zone.
ask David and Channing, like, since this is the 10th year, like, did you ever think it would get to where it is now? You have the
Mhm.
photo shoot. You now have Barr helping out with the after party for the photo shoot, the cosplay your way party. You have Badges and Brew, which is on Thursday. That y'all have been doing for the last couple of years, where it's like a meet and greet of everybody, and it's kind of
Yeah.
like a tradition to go to the meet and greet, Badges and Brew, at 2:30 Thursday. Did you ever think it would get this big? And where can we grow from here?
You want to tackle this one first, David, or you need me to jump in?
Uh, well, we running out of space on those steps. So how much bigger can we get?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to turn this into an after school special, but I'm on record as saying if I had known how big it was going to get, I would not have done it because I had
I agree with
some mental health issues, and if 2020 Channing had come and told 2015 Channing, "Hey, here's what it's going to turn into," 2015 Channing would have said, "Hell no, I'm not the person to do this." So y'all don't know how close this was to not existing. Again, props to David because I mean he really helped. Not just push me along, but also just he didn't just say do it. He said, "Hey, let's do it, and I'll help." As far as
Big difference.
growth, again, I love that we're already getting more people on panels. We're kind of getting involved with unofficially, we're getting involved with some of the programming at Dragon Con, getting people on panels. We will really kind of help saying, hey, we need some other kind of music. Can we get a balance? We never said drop all the pop, but we said, can we just get some extra hip hop, worked in there? We want an official party one year, but that takes, I mean, Bar can tell you that takes a lot to really get done. I don't know. And I wouldn't mind doing some more charity work, but that involves us getting to be a 501c and
Mm,
messing with people's money. And I want to get some help with that one because I was one of those kids who hated selling stuff at school because I hate asking people for money. But no, there's places to grow. We were talking about BlerdCon. I would love to start going to other cons
yeah.
Yeah,
and doing this. And yeah, I've been to some smaller ones because I can afford it. But I would love to get to BlerdCon. Not that they need Black Geeks Draft, but I love to get to BlerdCon, San Diego Comic Con, obviously.
Mhm.
There's Fan Fest in New Orleans. I wouldn't mind spreading the message a little bit more, but that goes back to the fundraising part of things.
I feel like that's doable. Like in my mind, I'm envisioning, Black Geeks at Dragon Con takeovers. Like, yo,
Yeah,
we in San Francisco, we in your
yes,
hood, we in your town.
yeah,
Um, and
yeah.
come to ours, extending these like transcontinental invitations, if you will. Yeah.
Yes, that's actually kind of the goal, and it's just figuring it out. So we need to start doing like some of these pastors that you hear doing. We're just gonna hold an offering so that we can get a Black Geeks Dragon Con jet, so that we can travel and spread the word. We need an aviation ministry.
I got some connections out on the West Coast. I might not be able to get you a jet, but I can get you at least 2 buddy passes on Delta.
Hey, hey! We will not turn down any kind of help, and even if it's not us, again, it goes back to the whole we help each other out. If Bar told me today, hey, I got a chance to go to San Diego Comic Con, first thing I'm gonna say is, hey, I got a couple of Black Geeks Dragon Con ribbons and some cards. You
Yeah.
mind if I send them out to you? You can hand them out. I'm not gonna curse him out under my breath, be like, why him and not me? I might even be like, hey, California expensive. You need a few dollars so you can afford some avocado toast or
Oh, I
whatever they
like
eat out there.
that. I like that. I like when you offer money. I like that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, I believe in supporting people, but I definitely believe in supporting people who supported us. And that again, that goes with the convention. Yeah, hopefully one day we'll be able to go to a few more. And hey, BlerdCon's great. I would love to go out there, support them, do some programming, shake it on the dance floor.
Well,
This is
what
so.
about?
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, just hearing him say that, the fact that BlerdCon, I spoke to Hilton. Hilton came to me before he started BlerdCon, and I had that conversation. I embrace the Godfather title because it's just so wonderful to know that all of these things happen and that I was at the change of it all, and I was there actually ushering in different things because I'm so happy I was able to break through some things and let the world see, let DragonCon see, let all these people see that we belong here. And it's just really nice. When I first started becoming a pro and I started doing the panels, and people got to see me finally, a person of color, on these panels, the panels started growing, and diversity track came. And so I was just like, everybody keep growing, because I want my nephew to be able to come into this and see all of this wonderfulness and not have to fight to see it or have to feel awkward. And now I think with all of us and some other people that we associated with, we're finally creating this space of enjoyment and acceptance that I've always hoped for. So again, guys, thank you. And like he said, when I got them on the Grammys, I don't stand in people's way. They reached out to me. I was like, I know who this is. It's Shannon. I'm gonna give him this money. He still owed me dinner though, but I was gonna give him this money. Because that's what we do. How dare somebody stand in the way of someone's growth? People seeing their picture on the Grammys is only going to help the rest of us.
Right.
So why not push it? So I just want to thank you all. Yeah. Awesome. I just want to tell you guys that again. Thank you.
Hey man, right back at you, but thank you.
Well, I think we got. Thank you. I was gonna. No, that was not the picture. I was thinking he was gonna put up. You're right. This did not age well.
Especially since it looks like I'm outside of a courthouse with that column behind.
Right. What is really happening? But I was going to say, where can we find you? Like, what panels are you hosting? What do you want your people to come and support for the Atlanta locals, that all the people that are coming to DragonCon? Where can we find you? Say like Friday, Saturday.
Oh, you're talking to me? Oh, hey.
Nice.
There we go. Look at you guys, so efficient. I'm going to be doing a lot of panels this year, a little bit less than usual, thank goodness. But you can find me Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday doing panels. Those are some of my panels. But definitely come to the DC Black Geeks shoot, and definitely come to the Cosplay Your Way party on Sunday. I mean, when I say we're going to take Sunday out with a blast, it's going to be a vibe. It's going to be epic. So please see me there. And as always, please check out the documentary, Cosplay Your Way in Color. It is streaming on Amazon Prime. And I think we made it to Tubi. So it's on Tubi as well. So check it out. It's the first of its kind. It is award-winning. Some of these wonderful people are in it. So we're going to have a blast this weekend. And I hope to see everyone. And I will be in the parade walking. So if you want to join me, please do. It is bright and early in the morning. I'm going to need everybody there to keep my energy up because it's such a fun experience.
Please say a prayer for Barr's feet during those difficult times. Please say a prayer. Hand him isotona slippers as he walks.
I actually have, so because of wonderful men like you and Jarvis and everything, I've finagled my way into the press corps with Moana Nui this year. So I will be, and I pitched the idea of doing like a Macy's Day parade type coverage.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I got a couple panels myself. That's me, as Dana.
Okay.
And we're going to, me, and if y'all know Angela DeWilliams, the lawyer that has started doing the, will your favorite character go to jail? She's going to join me, and we're going to be live streaming the parade. Just the two of us, kind of, don't they look lovely, June? Yes, I love the feathers. Like, that's going to be us over on the side. So look for that.
Oh, for real? Y'all going to just meet up and commentate the parade? I wish I had known that. I'm going to get on Angie.
That's fun.
No, don't blame her. We came up with this idea literally 3 hours ago.
Oh, please make sure to share the link. I will put that in the Black Geeks of Dragon Con group. Because I would love for our people to see that. Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. I guess I got to do the parade now so I can film that. Okay.
We're going to be with the press people, so we're going to try to stand a little bit away from them so we don't get into their broadcast and whatnot. But yeah, it's going to be, girl, look, ooh, that kind of vibe. Because, when you put me and Angela together,
I know. It is. It is.
But with that being said, so anybody else, David, anything you want to tell people to look out for additionally?
So on Thursday of Dragon Con, right when people are returning, right when people are getting their badges, we have badges and beverages. It's going to be at Crazy Atlanta, across from the hotel formerly known as the Sheraton, the Cortland Grand. It's right across the street. We're going to be there from 2:30 to about 5-ish. And it's just going to be, get your badge, come through, have a few drinks, meet up with people. People who'll be returning for the con. That's a good chance to see people for the first time and say hi. And we'd love to see y'all there. And then, of course, I know it's been settled up. It's Sunday. If you can make it, please be at the photo shoot.
2:00 Sunday.
Yep.
All right. Well, with that, Mark, I appreciate all the opportunities you've given me to moderate your panels. I have a ball every time I do this. And I will turn your show back over to you.
Thank you. Before we go, there's just one thing I want to mention, or two things actually. One, my favorite thing of the Black Geek Shoot, outside of everything that we mentioned, is that every year, y'all try to do something that's relevant in just not only pop culture but just in Black history. Last year, I was honored, privileged that y'all got a bunch of cosplayers together to recreate the not last year, it was the year before last, the Montgomery Brawl. That was like the bee's knees to me. You had the dude swimming, it was hilarious. The chair, all of it perfect. And then the year you had the Becky and the cookout thing, and she was in the middle.
Let's not bring that one up. Let's not bring that one up. That's still a sore spot.
Really? Okay.
That was a miss. But yeah, okay.
Okay, but nonetheless, y'all try every year to kind of do something that's recent in American history, and I hope James can find it. But I don't know who did it, but shout out to the person in the Black Geeks Facebook group that made the logo of the Cracker Barrel logo. Love it. I want to put that on the shirt and sell it if I can. So I love the creativity that comes out of the group. But the last thing I want to bring up is for those who were not here, Miss Dana Morgan, Mr. Lee, Dr. Law's Photo Lab, Jeff, all the other videographers and photographers, and more importantly, all of you beautiful Black cosplayers. So sorry I couldn't have all 600 of y'all on the show, but this was for y'all. This was for everybody. I didn't want to leave anybody out there, but I will definitely. There you go. There's the logo. I love that. I want to put that on the shirt. Love that. Oh my God, that's Chef's Kiss. Whoever did this, Chef's Kiss. There you go. That was not so much, but I won't bring back the guy at the barrel. That's the one I want.
Oh God.
This would make a great t-shirt for sure.
Yes.
I think we need to talk to our lawyers first.
Put that on a t-shirt. I want 10 now.
Do we even know who made this?
It's somebody in the Facebook group. Just hit them up and be like, hey, can we use this to make some money? We'll cut you $1 every shirt we sell. Something.
I love our people. I do.
I know you can't out. Well, it was a long. You can't outdo Black people.
You cannot.
We are so unserious and so creative.
But this was probably my favorite panel on I've had on Blerdkast Live the whole time. I've been wanting to do this for at least the last 3 to 4 years just having all y'all on. I can't wait to have all y'all on again. Thank you so much, Barr. Thank you so much, Channing. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much, George, for coming on. Y'all don't know how much Black Geeks Dragon Con means to me, and this was just an honor and a privilege of having y'all on and just geeking out with y'all for almost 2 hours.
Well,
Thank you for having us, man.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
No
and
problem.
for all you've done with us. And Barr, you know, Sunday we will be there. You know, we will be there at the party, making sure it stays live.
You know, I wouldn't have it any other way. I think if you don't show up, I will probably have a conniption. So please be in the house. I need you.
Oh, okay. Last idea, and then I know we got to let y'all go. But you know that that Black History music mashup during Sinners, where they play everything from every genre. If we play that and do like a video or something around like at the photo shoot, that could be cool.
Ooh, yeah.
Put a pin in that.
All that brainstorming, I like it.
Okay, we got a couple of videographers.
We do.
Yeah, we're driving, so I'm leaving Wednesday. I'll have about 9 or 10 hours to do a little thinking on it. So see what I can do.
Well, everyone, I wish you all the best. Safe travel. Stay healthy. Keep your sewing kits close by for those cosplay mishaps, those wardrobe malfunctions, and we will all see each other multiple times over the weekend. And happy con, y'all, for sure.
Yes, happy con. See y'all next time.
Thanks for watching.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if we put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course, versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course, cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom, clapped back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.